Oh, hallelujah, by grace. No, 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 you can't say. Because grace by itself will not benefit you with a tangible, touchable, seeable result of what Jesus did. Go to Ephesians 2 and 8. Ephesians 2 and 8. For by grace are you saved, or delivered, or prosperous, or healed. This is the word sozo. It's all the finished works of Jesus. You got it by grace. For by grace are you saved, delivered, healed, prosperous, sound, whole, by grace. But you get it through faith. By grace, you're healed, delivered, prosperous, but you can't get it to manifest except through faith. And it's not of yourself, it is the gift of God. You get it through faith. Everything you got going on, you get it through faith. Look at Romans 5 and 2. Romans 5 and 2. We reading? See, I'm delivered. I don't need to go nowhere and try to get no 10 for preaching. You know what? Now, I want you to get it. I want you to learn something so you can walk out and beat the living whatever out of the devil. Now look at this. By whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand, and we rejoice in the hope of the glory. We have access to this grace. We have access to prosperity, access to healing, access to deliverance. But we have access by faith. Come on. Let's look at Romans chapter 4 and 16. Romans 4:16. Oh, Lord. Oh, we're doing some cooking here. Praise the Lord. Therefore, it is of faith that it might be by grace, to the end the promise might be sure to all the seed, not to that only which is of the law, but to that also which is of the faith of Abraham, who's the father of us all. Now look, listen to this in the Amplified. Therefore, inheriting the promise is the outcome of faith. It depends entirely on faith, in order that it might be given as an act of grace, God's unmerited favor. It depends totally on faith. You can't get what grace has made available unless you understand that faith is how you get it. Now, I want to show you something. Anybody like in high school close up or college or something like that? I need somebody that's kind of broke. That brother right there. Yeah. You come behind here, yeah. The one with the green on, follow him. Yeah, come here. All right. All right, now watch this illustration here. Watch this illustration. I just want you to stand there. No, face me. And I want you to come over here and stand right here. Okay. So, here's a $100 bill. And, I don't have to manufacture this. I don't have to make it. It's already made. Print it, ready to go. It's already made, print it, ready to go. So the picture you see right now is the same picture that most Christians have with God, who's already made it available. He just said he needed some money, and I just said, here it is. He's sitting there just looking, and I'm sitting here just holding it. Okay. So, did you see that? Your healing's sitting there ready. Your deliverance is sitting there ready. And you just sitting there waiting on something. But if you go ahead and let your faith take possession of what grace has already made, All right. So here's another dude come up here and, you know, he said what he said and here it go. And I don't even know why it should take that long. He took it. He took it. But there was still a hesitation. I don't know what that is. It's a hesitation. It's all, say this out loud. Grace makes. Faith takes. You with the camera. So you've seen everything, right? Come here. You've seen what happened in both of these places, right? Come on. No, come. You see the church? I don't know. See, what I want the church to do is I don't want the church to be sitting there like, Lord, you sure the healing done? Lord, are you sure prosperity done? I want you to act as soon as the enemy show up. Your attitude ought to be, yeah. Don't sit there looking, take it. Woo! All right, guys. That's all the hundreds for today. All right.
That's good, Doc. That's good.
Okay, so listen to me carefully now. Faith is simply our positive response to God's grace. Faith is not something you do to get God to respond. God's already done it. Faith is your response to what's already done. Faith doesn't move God, it moves us into position to receive what God has already provided by grace. Faith doesn't cause a positive response from God. Faith is just your positive response to what God has already provided. Faith takes possession of what God has already provided by His grace. If God, now this is radical what I'm about to say. If God hasn't already provided it, independent of your efforts and prior to your need, then your faith can't make it happen. See, faith operates within the boundary of what Jesus has made available. You keep trying to use your faith outside the boundaries to do something that Jesus had made. For example, you using your faith, well, not you, but somebody, this is actually a real story, somebody using their faith to get somebody else's husband. That's not within the boundaries of what Jesus has made available for you. Well, I'm going to use my faith to covet. That is not within the boundaries of what grace has made available to you. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to use my faith to rob this bank. That is, I tell you what, they going to call the popo on you and you're going to go to jail. Because that is not what Jesus has made available to you. When you go to the extreme of grace, you're going to end up in error, thinking that now that I'm under grace, I'm so passive, I don't need to do nothing. There is no works of faith for me to do. All I need to do is just sit there and come on, Jesus. Hit me. Hit me. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. But the same thing is true if you go to the extreme in faith. You will create a legalism where you think that your actions is going to make God do something when he's already done it. There are two prayers that God will never answer. Number one, he will never answer the prayer where you are asking him to do something he's already done. Number two, he will never answer the prayer where you try to get God to do something that he's already told you to do. Like you've been given authority. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cast out devils, and you still trying to get God to do what he told you to do. Well, you know, brother, I don't know. I just